Now for our first awesome Ageless Education presenter. Please note that Dr. Cotter is going to be presenting to us the longevity lifestyle on how to hack your health span to begin growing younger now. And Dr. Kat has devoted more than 40 years to the study of alternative medicine, especially as it pertains to healthy longevity. She is certified through the A4M as an anti-aging practitioner and was the director of the Lifespan Anti-Aging Center in Los Angeles. She has helped create and chair many health-related conferences for those who want to take charge of their own health span and slow down the rate at which they are going. And today she speaks on the subject and works one-on-one with clients, both in person and online, and by phone. And they are not in the LA area. So please welcome Dr. Kat Cotter.
Hello? Hi. Okay, so I came here from Los Angeles, got here last night, sat through the first evening, and my goal when I was coming here was to come here to give you tips on how to slow down your aging and take charge of your longevity now. However, last night I realized you really don't need me. I mean, you are so far ahead of not only most people that I deal with for years, but you have people like Sarah, who's already hacking into her own gene therapy. She's turning her genes on and off by herself already, so, you know. And then you've got, of course, I was going to talk about gratitude and how important being thankful and having gratitude is. But you've already got that covered. You've already got radical gratitude going on. So I thought, I almost got in my car and just drove home last night. I said, they really don't need me at all. But since I am here, I am going to talk about what I call the longevity lifestyle. How to hack your lifespan to begin growing younger now, rather than just waiting for science to catch up. So, who here wants to live forever? Okay. So I know I do, but I don't want to just live, forever, but forever in a very youthful, healthy body. So I am not here to talk about our lifespan, because we all know that's unlimited. We don't plan for that to end at all. So I'm here to talk about your health span. And it's not just how long you live. Of course, it's how long you live in the youthful, healthy body. So what is my plan? Because remember, if my goal is to stay as healthy as possible and to slow down, stop, and eventually reverse my aging, I need to have a plan, right? Remember, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you have to have a plan. You can't just come to conferences, learn some information, read something, say, oh, I should do that. Oh, I think I'll do that when I have some time. So I'm hopefully, I might not tell you anything new. I go to conferences for the last 30 years, and a lot of times I don't hear anything new, but what I do hear is, oh, I never thought of it that way, or oh, that reminds me, or oh, I'm going to implement this. So I'm going to give you a plan until science catches up with us. So as you know, science is working hard. Things are right around the corner. Some things are already here. You've got your NAD+, you have rapamycin, you have all these things going on, but a lot of these things are still in trials. And I think, oh, I might wait a little bit until I do that, but what do I do in the meantime? So science is going to get there for us. I know it will, but it is getting closer. Our parents and our grandparents really thought aging was inevitable. The idea of slowing down your aging, that didn't exist. And the idea of age reversal, that really sounded more like science fiction, right? And dreaming if you actually believed it. But now what used to be called science fiction is just called science. And the dreamers are now called scientists and experts in aging interventions. So that's great, but since we can't count on science to catch up, what we need is a practical guide. Now, if we live longer, it means many more years that our body is subjected to thousands, unfortunately, of toxins and chemicals all around us. So the longer you live, the more vigilant you have to be. For example, 80 years of being subjected to some chemicals in the air, food, water, our environment is one thing. But how about 500 years? How about 1,000 years of being subjected to these things? Now, hopefully, when science catches up with our plans, we might not have to worry about that. But we do, unfortunately, right now. So how about 80 years of wear and tear on the body? It's one thing. But how about 1,000, right? So the point I'm making is we have to lessen our toxic load as much as possible, and we have to lessen the wear and tear. So sure, one day I do think science will catch up, but until then. So number one, you need to aid in your own detoxification process as much as possible. Use a rebounder, use an infrared sauna, do dry brushing. A lot of people know what that is. If you don't, I don't have time to go into detail on these things right now. You could ask me later or look it up. I think it's very important. It stimulates your lymphatic system. Massage, colonics, enemas, chelation therapy, anything that helps your own detoxification process. It's coming at you, but you can do your best to eliminate that. Water purification. Since we are made up mostly of water, it really is worth the money to get a good, I think that's like number one, start with a good water filtration system. And then how about lessening the, not just organic food, but how about your personal care products, your household products? How about your cell phone? They're showing that they're finding more brain tumors on the side of people's heads where they hold the phone. So I don't know. You know, there are experts that say, oh no, it's not a problem. But when you're planning to live a very long time, you don't want to take any chances. Every little bit, right? Every little bit counts. Okay, so if every little bit counts, we're going to quickly go through our body head to toe. If we start with the head, right? First of all, if you are not using an organic shampoo, something very natural, you know what you're doing? Forget the chemicals all around you. You are putting it here, and you're not just putting it, you are scrubbing it in. You're scrubbing in those chemicals and your skin. I don't care if you're spending $250 for the best skin cream, right, at Neiman Marcus. If it's loaded with chemicals, you're just rubbing it right in. So really make a point. Go through your house. Look at what you have. And some people say to me, oh, Kat, I get that, but I don't have to, I don't want to just waste what I have. Shouldn't I just use it and buy organic going forward? Oh yeah, definitely don't waste it. Yeah, just rub that all over your skin so you didn't just waste the money. Right, so, okay, so eyes. There are many things that can cause sight problems. I'm only mentioning one here, but it is the number one cause of blindness is macular degeneration. And take a look at these numbers. 196 million people right now, 288 million by 2040. If you're planning to live longer, I would assume you'd like to see everything that you're living for. So as most people here probably know, sugars, starchy foods, they make your eyes much more vulnerable, not only to macular degeneration, but to other eye diseases. Look at eating a diet like low on the glycemic index, things like that. Use computer glasses, to cut down the blue light. That can damage your eyes. Okay, your nose. Try not. We can't, right now we may be breathing in something from the walls, the carpeting. However, try not to do it to yourself. like chemical air fresheners. I have friends that I'll come in and I'll say, oh, and they'll say, oh, you like that? Yeah, I have them plugged in all over the place. Right, what do you think when you smell this lovely smell, what do you think you're smelling? Chemicals, right? So get rid of those. And how about candles? Oh, isn't it lovely to light a few candles? Well, most candles are made of paraffin wax. It creates a highly toxic benzene, which is a carcinogen. And so just light those candles. Oh, isn't that lovely, right? There are good candles you can find, like beeswax, things like that. But pay attention. Throw out your candles and don't say, oh, I don't want to waste the money. No. What you don't want to waste is your health. So, okay. Now we go on to the mouth. Water. We talked about water filtration, but since you are 60 to 70% water, are you really drinking enough? You know, really think about it. And if you don't really know exactly how much you probably should be drinking, look it up. Figure out your activity level. Eating less calories. Most people, I see a lot of people here are in very good shape. They're taking care of themselves. But most people, really, we do not need to eat the amount of calories that we are. And if you look at this, this is the average American eating almost 1 ton of food a year. I really don't think we need that much. You know, that's a little, so no wonder most of the country is obese, which is unfortunate because you know, it doesn't really matter if someone, what size, as far as how you look. If, some people say, oh, I like this. I'm talking about it from a health standpoint. You are lessening your years. Okay, so also eating less protein. Most Americans are eating too much protein, more than you need. That's very taxing on the kidneys and other parts of your body. Okay, so we have a couple of different diets. The ketogenic diet. Not everyone needs to be on that. Everyone has their own thoughts about it. However, one very important thing about the keto diet is that when you are burning ketones versus glucose, right, your cells can exist on that, but cancer cells can't. Cancer cells cannot use it as food or a power source. So if you have cancer, ever had cancer, don't want to get cancer, I do think it's a good diet to look into. Your low glycemic foods, like I said, so you're not spiking your blood sugar, which causes a lot of damage in your body. Also look at grass-fed beef, pasture chicken and eggs, not just free range. A lot of people now already know this. Some people haven't heard about it yet, but look up the difference. Unfortunately, all fish anywhere, oh, this is Norwegian, oh, it's all full, unfortunately, of PCBs, mercury, things like that. And I think that science will one day maybe cure that problem too, but for now, I would only eat Alaskan fish. Also, the lectin avoidance diet. Some people have been reading or have read the book by Dr. Gundry, who made it very popular. Whether you agree with it or not, I'll just say a few things about lectins. Lectins are in almost everything. So you can't actually avoid them, but some foods are very high in lectins. Now, the nightshade family, and we've got your eggplant, your tomatoes, your potatoes, your peppers, your goji berries. And a lot of people say, oh, a lot of those are my favorite foods. Well, I don't want you to miss out on things. However, the nightshade family has been proven to be very inflammatory. And when people have arthritis, they're often told no nightshades. So maybe just don't wait till you potentially have arthritis. I would just cut those out. They're also full of lectins. Lectins have been shown to cause damage to the lining of the gut. Peanuts and cashews, neither of those are actually nuts. Nuts are great for you, but peanuts and cashews, I won't go into the reasons now, but if you look it up, you will realize, oh, wow, I didn't know that. So also all fruits and vegetables with seeds, and you can look that up also if you don't understand why, but there is, when I did my own research, I I just think it may be a good idea to try to stay away from lectins as much as possible. And remember, all grains have lectins. Wheat products like breads and pasta and corn and quinoa and rice. So that knocks a lot of foods out. So I'm not telling anyone what to do, but I would say do your own research and decide for yourself. The keto diet, I already told you, it uses fat for fuel versus glucose. Since it's burning fat as your fuel, people worry, well, wait, if I eat this butter, butter is okay and half. The reason is when you're actually burning it as your fuel, this isn't just a weight loss diet. When you're burning it as fuel, it doesn't get stored, clogging your arteries. So I've always explained it as this. If we were all vehicles, all cars, most of you would be a gasoline engine, but some people might be a diesel engine, and they both run, but they're running on completely different fuel source. That's what happens when you switch your engine from a glucose burning machine to a ketone burning machine. And this can take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before you're actually in ketosis. You can buy ketosis sticks that can tell you when you are. And a lot of people do it to lose weight, because a lot of times people lose weight 3 times as quickly because you're just burning that fat as fuel. And a lot of people stay in ketosis. Okay, so to continue on the rest of the body, your neck. As a chiropractor for years, I saw this. And how many times have you seen this? Okay, usually when we used to see, it was in someone that was 90 or 100 years old. Now I'm seeing it in 20-year-olds. And it's called tech neck because they are on their phone, on their computers, and this is really, really damaging us. So you have to really make a point. Hold up your phone, do anything to counteract it. And I'd like for a quick moment, everyone to sit up in their chair a little straighter, because you know you were probably slumping. And now what I'd like you to do is pull your head. Your ear should be in line with your shoulder. And most people, if you look at people in line, their ear is here, their shoulder, their neck, and their shoulder is kind of back here. So pull your head back like this. Pull it back in line and feel that feeling. That is where your head is supposed to be. And if it feels really uncomfortable, say to yourself, oh, that means I need extra work. So you really should practice doing that. Okay, going to your hands. Literally everything that you touch is going into your body. So if you grab a cleaner, oh, I'll just clean this off. Put on those really thin gloves. Keep a box around. I don't think it's getting carried away to always make sure that you put gloves on when you're using anything that could be going into your skin. Your lungs, of course, don't smoke. You're damaging yourself. Use air filtration. Exercise for your VO2 max. Keep your lung capacity up so you're not going up a flight of stairs and, right? Okay, your colon. This is the town dump of your body. It is where a lot of disease, I think, can happen. And so if you are not regular, if you really aren't going every day, some people say, oh, that's okay, maybe your regular is every couple of days. No, that might be your regular, but your town dump is just overflowing, and it really is full of bacteria and potential other disease in there. So use coffee enemas that can help cleanse your liver. Colonics also hydrate you. Your immune system. Your gut and your immune system, people have probably been hearing a lot more lately. The new watchwords are your holobiome, your microbiome. So when you've got anything going on a little disruptive in your gut. It messes so much more with your immune system than you even realize. Okay, so your heart. As we know, heart disease is still, for the average person, the #1 killer out there. A lot of people are worrying about cancer, but remember, what about your heart? So what do you do to keep your heart healthy? You want to have normal blood pressure and cholesterol levels. If you don't, look into ways to lower those, of course, naturally. Exercise, like high intensity interval training, stress reduction, meditation. You want to reduce inflammation. And most people know these, but if you take a quick look just to remind yourself of what anti-inflammatory foods and spices are, these all help to decrease inflammation. And you've probably heard that inflammation may be the #1 cause of, the underlying cause of many problems. Okay, so remember that foods that increase the inflammatory response: sugar, refined carbs, alcohol, processed oils and things like corn oil, canola oil. Someone said to me, "Oh, canola oil? I thought that was healthy." No, it isn't. Look it up. Okay, we talked about the microbiome and the holobiome. Every single prescription drug, even if it is helping you in some way, it is messing with your gut. It is messing with your holobiome. The lectins, eating less sugar, taking probiotics. Now, prebiotics, if anyone doesn't know what that is, those are the foods for your good bacteria, right? So you want to feed your good bacteria, make them happy. The happier they are, the happier you will be. Next, we go to our muscles. These are all very basic. Weight training, eating enough, but not too much protein. Your collagen, your vitamin C, your silica, all of these things help your muscles and your skin. And sitting too long. If you're sitting a lot for the next 80 years, that's one thing. If you're sitting a lot for the next few thousand years, look what can happen. Sitting too long really does cripple your body in so many ways. That's why they're now saying, oh, sitting is worse than smoking. And when I first heard that, the very first time I heard that, I said, oh, please. But then the more I learned, doesn't mean, oh, well, if I get a standing desk, I could smoke? No, obviously not. But it really is in its own way horrific to so much of your body. Okay, going in quickly to supplements, a good multivitamin. I really like Life Extension Foundation. I get a lot of my supplements. I like the fact that they really do a lot of the testing for me. I don't have to wonder if I'm getting a good product. And their Life Extension mix has about 75 different ingredients. It has vitamins, minerals, it's got everything in there. And I get it in the powder form. I throw it in my protein drinks, along with some collagen, my vitamin extra C. I like it in powder because you have to take a lot of, if you really, Ray Kurzweil supposedly takes 240 pills. Charlie Cam is a good friend of Ray's. He could probably tell us how many. Can you imagine taking 200 plus pills a day? All supplements, but I could not do it. I would choke, and that would be it. So vitamin D, we used to hear that we should take about 1,000 international units of vitamin D. They're now saying 5,000 to 7,000. And if you get your vitamin D levels tested, which a lot of you may have already done, I think it's only about $30 to go through. You don't even have to go through your doctor. You can get blood tests through Life Extension Foundation. Get your level. And then start taking 5, if you're low, which you probably will be, take extra D and then test again. NR, which is nicotinamide riboside, this is the supplement which actually has been shown to raise your own NAD plus levels. Younger people can probably just take the NR. Life Extension Foundation, along with many other places, sell that supplement. Older people might need to get the intravenous NAD+, and maybe follow it with the patches, but you can at least start with this. And, it's a simple thing. Just, start taking it without, where am I going for, intravenous. And, okay, a couple more. I like carnosine because, as many people know, glycation is a big form of our aging, our skin aging. And carnosine is what they think is the most potent glycation inhibiting agent. PQQ, it actually promotes your mitochondria to grow. And omega-3, you can't really take too much omega-3. Just load it up. I like to look at, once in a while, go to their website and look at Life Extension Foundation's top 10 because they change it, as they learn things, and it saves me time. I don't have to do a lot of research. Last few things. If you plan to be around for a very long time, you want to stay fit, but it's very important that you try to stay as fit as possible while lessening the wear and tear on your body. So it may not be the best idea to be a long-distance runner going out there every day. And I'm sure that anyone that works with Ilana, she knows all this, and so I won't really go into detail. If you're not working with her, and you think, oh, I exercise at home, it's really a good idea to get a coach. It's really a great idea to have someone helping you figure out what's the best exercise for you and your body, but keeping the wear and tear down as much as possible. The nitric oxide dump is just 4 exercises. Won't go into it now, but I do like it. The HIIT, the high interval intensity training, weight training, and I love yoga. I think yoga covers all of it. So that's really all I have to say about exercise. Reducing EMF. There are people that say, some experts that say, oh, that's, worrying about smart meters, your microwave. But again, when you want to live an indefinite lifespan, you have to be more vigilant than the average person. So you say to yourself, hey, I'm not sure if a smart meter is going to bother me, or if my microwave, but don't take chances. So if you're at home, you don't really need to use your Wi-Fi. Hook your desktop computer up to a wired connection. And if you do use Wi-Fi, consider turning it off at night. In fact, turn everything off, all your electricity. If you can't do that, at least maybe to your bedroom. Use battery-operated clocks that are near your bed. Use the speakerphone on your mobile phone when possible. Try not to keep your phone in your pocket close to you. Maybe try a grounding mat when you're in bed or at your computer. Some people believe in the grounding mat. Some people say, oh, that, you know what? It's not very expensive, and I think better, be safe than, okay. The last thing I'm going to say is to kind of put all that together. Imagine if you were going to open your own wellness resort, right? You have a big spread and you are going to charge people to come. What would you have to do around your home before you could invite people there? So you would put in a water filtration system. You might do organic cotton sheets. You might want wood floors versus carpet, which can accumulate a lot. An area to get sun. Maybe put in an infrared sauna, rebounder, a place to exercise, do yoga. You would want to lessen EMF exposure as much as possible. You'd want an area in your kitchen. Most people, we have the stove, but how about really setting aside an area for a place to make your drinks? Have all your supplements out there so you don't put them away in the cabinet and say, oh, I forgot to take them. A dehydrator maybe to make raw snacks, and restocking your refrigerator. And that's another thing. I will go over to clients' homes and I'll look in their pantry and I'll say, are you serious about this? Because if so, just pull that trash bin over, and they'll say, oh, wait a minute, can't I just use this? Right? Same thing as I was saying with the cleaners. Oh, well, how about if I just use this, but I only buy good things? Going, oh yeah, okay, well, we don't want to waste any money. Don't waste it. So let's just put all this garbage right into us so we don't waste it. So the thing is, if you're really serious, you need to go through your cabinets and your refrigerator, stock up on good household products, and once you look around your own home and you see what you would need to turn it into a health resort, you will be on your way to living the longevity lifestyle.
Awesome, Dr. Cotter. So we're opening the floor for some questions. Who has a question? David.
Hello, Kat. Wonderful, wonderful today. I have a question about the fish. You were talking about that, and you said you would only recommend Alaskan. I've wondered about that myself because of contamination coming from
Fukushima,
Russia and so forth. And
those
yeah,
things,
exactly. So if you could speak to that a little bit.
Well, I've done a lot of research because I like fish and I'd like to continue eating fish, but everything I read says that even if you go into the beautiful icy waters of Norway, when they test, they're finding a lot of PCBs, mercury, and other toxins. It's a shame what's happening. But interestingly, for some reason, for now, that Alaskan Strait, the Bering Strait, that whole area is separate. For some reason, and they're always testing constantly, they're saying that for now, your Alaskan salmon, your halibut, your cod, all does seem to still be okay. And the farmed fish, and what's a little scary to me now is that they're calling it, it's very healthy farmed fish, and it's sustainable, and it's this and that. But, those farmed fish are in small areas. The feces, the disease, I would still say never use farm. Go for wild and go for Alaskan.
What do you think about alkaline water?
Well, I wish I could give you a definitive answer. Just this week, I am doing a lot more research on that because you're probably asking because that was the big thing. And many people spent a lot of money, thousands, on the Kangen system. Okay, my personal feeling, just, whenever you read something, right, each of us have our own knowledge base, and then we sift it through that. I do think that the people that are saying that it's not healthy, I don't agree with that. I think it's fine. Whether or not it really has health benefits, I don't know. I know that eating alkaline foods are better for us than acidic foods, and I know that cancer supposedly can't grow in an alkaline environment, so it would stand to reason, if you just use your logic, you would say, alkaline water, gotta be the way to go. But I do need to do more research because now that I'm hearing, everybody's talking now. Did you hear? It's not so good. So I want to read what the experts that say that, what they're saying. And then I'm going to sift that through and try to figure it out for myself at that point.
Hi, Kat. Thank you for your presentation and your passion. At RadFest, at the People Unlimited booth, across the way was Life Extension Foundation. And they showed me a product that had vitamins and minerals like 75. So it's not the 2 a day, correct?
Right. There are two different kinds. The 2 a day is really for people who, now that life extension mix, if you get capsules or pills, you have to take 14 a day to get everything. And when I saw that, I was like, what? And other people said to me, yeah, I take 5, 5, and 4, 3 times a day. But that was too much for me. That's why I go with the powder. But a lot of people aren't having maybe protein drinks or green drinks, and they said, oh, 14 pills or a powder? No, I just want to take a pill or 2. So they were going for things like 1 a day or Centrum, which has nothing in it, right? So what they did is the 2 a day is the answer to those where you're at least getting a lot more, but you're really only getting the basics. Better to have that than nothing, but I still say go for the life extension mix, either capsule or powder. Yep, that's it. Life extension mix powder or life extension mix capsules.
Kat, that equation for the amount of protein you should take is 0.36 grams per pound of body weight per day. Is that what that is?
Well, according to many experts, and boy, if you really go down the rabbit hole when you start looking up how much protein we need, everyone has their own thoughts.
Right.
But that would be, the 0.36 would be times every pound of lean body mass.
Oh, lean.
So if the average person, let's say you said, oh, I'm probably 20%.
Because it was too simple to just make it your body.
Oh,
weight,
yeah,
right?
sure. Well, yeah, we have, yeah. Now, for example, if Ilana and I were both eating, she probably, I'm just going to guess, that you need more protein than I do, because you're doing much more weight training and bodybuilding, so she really needs it. But maybe if I ate the exact same amount, I might cause damage to myself, my kidneys. My body says, wait, I don't need this, and now it's trying to excrete it. So you see, you can't, the whole point is that with a longevity lifestyle, it means not just, oh, okay, it says this. You really have to do the research and be your own, maybe none of us right yet can be like Sarah and do our own gene editing. But you can be your own,
What are good alternatives to fish oil? Is like flaxseed oil a good alternative, or do you have other oils that you would recommend?
Well, sure. Oils have many different, remember there's omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. There's even an omega-7, which you can find in some things. And flaxseed oil is great. Krill oil is good. And let's see.
Cod liver, she's saying.
Oh, cod liver. Yeah, that's a yummy alternative that you might want to try. But again, that's again fish oil, in the oil form. So, krill are those little plankton. So, but if you really want to try to stay vegan, stay away from that, I think flaxseed oil is fine. And you may already know this, but you really should get the flax seeds. And for $10, you can buy one of those little coffee grinders and put your spoon of flax seeds in, spin it, and throw that in, because then it's fresh, because the flaxseed oil can really go rancid, and you want fresh flaxseed oil.
Dr. Cotter, over here, the other way. So for people who are looking to create more of that alkalinity in their body, because like you said, it's very difficult to allow diseases to thrive in an alkaline state. So with that, there's been a lot of research that dairy and meat also create a lot of acidity in the body. So what would you recommend? I know that there's a calculation for how much protein a person should have, but what are your thoughts about how much actual animal meats should somebody have if they're looking to keep that alkalinity going?
Well, I don't think that, unless you're a vegan, eating animal meat, I think, is fine. But most Americans are eating too much, way too much animal protein. So the thing is that as long as you're not overeating the animal proteins, I like to add a scoop of protein powder, and there's many different kinds of proteins that are animal, but use your protein powder to make sure you're getting enough. But as far as the alkalinity in the body, lemon juice in the morning, and you think lemons, you think of it as acidic because it's sour, but lemons are alkaline. Lemon juice, your apple cider vinegar, and of course all your veggies are alkaline. So have a big salad with a little, and then the other thing is eating grass-fed beef, bison. What's kind of interesting, if you take a burger, even a grass-fed burger, a burger has maybe 22 grams of fat. The same size turkey burger, 11 grams, literally cut in half. And the same size bison burger, 5 grams. And the same size ostrich burger, 2 grams. So if you're trying to cut the fat, now see, I used to be all big into the ostrich because ostrich as a prehistoric bird, it's a bird, but it's red meat. So I thought that was the greatest thing. But see how we learn and we change. Because now I do more of a keto type diet. I eat a lot more fat. And guess what? When I ate more fat, I really did get thinner. And I looked better and felt better. I'm in my 60s now, and oh, I should have started with that. Yeah. But, and of course, it is how we think, because my daughter is 42, and I have a little dog, and the other day, a couple of days ago, she squatted down to see the dog. And you know when you're in a squatting position for a little while, right? Well, so she went to stand up, and she slowly stood up and said, oh, I'm getting old. And I said, go to your room. And she said, Mom, I have my own home. I've been married for 10 years. I don't even live here anymore. I said, I don't care. You're going to your room. I'll lock you in if I ever hear you say that again. So, because not only, yeah, if she's old, what would that? So first of all, I will never, and I told her, I wasn't kidding at the time. I lit into her and I said, I thought I raised you better. You are a disappointment right now to me. I never want to hear that. Any other question over here?
It's great when you combine parental guilt with longevity training.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes, it's worked
wonderful.
well in my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would suggest that.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about coconut and coconut oil? Is that good? Because
Absolutely. Well, you see, if you're on keto, now remember, with keto, you can have more fat, right? Now, if you just go low carb, you might be hearing people talk about lazy keto. Oh, I'm kind of on keto. First of all, you either are or you aren't. You're either in ketosis. If you're in ketosis, you're no longer a glucose burning machine. You're burning ketones. If you're just low carb and you're still taking in enough carbs that you're burning glucose, then you will store the fat. So not so cool to lay on the coconut oil. But you should have some because it's good for your skin and hair. And I really love MCT oil. It is a derivative of coconut oil. Coconut oil has lauric acid and 2 other acids, which when you take out the lauric acid, you get the MCT oil, and it doesn't get hard even in the refrigerator. It's still a clear liquid, and it doesn't taste like coconut. You can pour that into anything. And the one problem with MCT oil is that if you use a lot of it, you could get a little loose stools. But if anyone here happens to ever suffer from constipation, what a great way. Add your MCT oil and takes care of that too.
I think we got time for one more.
Dr. Cat, hi, Michael. I have a question about hemp oil and CBD oils for the benefit of the endocannabinoid system.
Well, they are the new watchword, as you know. And as long as you are using the CBD oils that don't have the THC, unless that's your goal to have a fun day. But the CBD oil itself this is something I'm researching right now. So I can't I would tell you that all the research I've done so far, it really looks like it's quite incredible, helps a lot of people with a lot of things, and so I don't see really any downside to it, but I would still say do more research. I think we all need more research on that.
Perfect. We're all set. Thank you so much, Dr. Cotter.